Why hello everyone, it's me, the Freezing Knight, and welcome back to Knight Productions. Now everyone, today we are going to be making something quite monstrous in this kitchen today. We are going to be making monster rice balls, the delicious, portable, monstrous food that you can take with you on your journeys throughout Hyrule. So without further ado, let me reveal the ingredients. So everyone, the first ingredient that you'll need for this recipe is some roasted sushi seaweed. You can find this at your local Asian market. I'm pretty sure every single Asian market has some of this stuff. Your second ingredient is 2 cups of rice. Make sure it is a long grain and not a short grain. Your next ingredient is your choice of meat. You could use raw fish, chicken, beef, or heck, if you're even feeling crazy, you could use some venison. But I'll be using some tuna because that's what I have on hand right now. Your next ingredient is some red and blue food coloring, and we'll be using this to give it that wonderful, monstrous, malice-like color that we see in-game. And your next ingredient is salt. Make sure that your salt is imported from Hyrule. That will really give it a nice flavor. Your next ingredient is mayonnaise. If you are not using tuna for this, then you won't need mayonnaise, because you aren't going to be using mayonnaise with, say, for instance, raw fish. So, your final ingredient, but definitely not least, is your monster extract. So without further ado, let's get cooking. So everyone, because I am using tuna, and not any other like fresh meat such as fresh fish or chicken, I'm going to have to prepare this just a little bit. So first of all, I'm going to open this and then drain out the contents of this tuna, and then I shall open the tuna and prepare it. Anyhow, after this, we're going to be adding some mayo. Stir that in. Not only will I be adding in this, but I will also be adding in, voila, some onions and celery. I thought that might go quite nicely with it. Now that I have this all finished, we can move on to cooking the rice. So in order to prepare the rice, we're going to be needing an Instapot or a rice cooker. And I love Instapots. They're so great for roasts and stuff. Not sponsored, but they're great. Anyhow, add on in your 2 cups of rice, and also your 2 cups of water. I didn't include this in the ingredients list mainly just because, well, it's water. I thought I'd stop including that in the ingredients list. If you want the water to come back to the ingredients list, just tell me. I wouldn't know why. But I don't know, maybe you need to, like, get water beforehand where you live. Maybe. I don't know. I just swirl it around a little bit, mainly just to get the rice, nice and distributed, so they aren't big clumps, and then some of it doesn't get, like, evenly cooked. So then, because I've had it happen sometimes. You're gonna put that on, make sure the top is closed, and you're going to want to cook this for 2 minutes. That should start on its own. And you're going to want to cook this for 2 minutes, and then let the pressure release naturally. So yes, this should cook on its own, and in the meantime, you can do whatever. And in the meantime, you can really do whatever. It doesn't matter. It won't affect the rice. Also, the pressure cook, like the natural pressure release, that should take about 20 minutes. So, yeah, cool. I'm gonna play some Switch. Well, it seems this is done now, so what we're going to be doing is taking this off and letting it cool for about half an hour. The reason behind that is because we don't want to be trying to, you know, make it into shapes when our hands are burning off. So we're going to let that cool for about a half an hour. So, back to switch. Well, I believe the rice is done cooling. So without further ado, let us move on with this delicious, monstrous dish, shall we? So the next thing you will need is a cutting board and a knife, and what you're going to want to do, you can use gloves for this part, but I'm going to be using my hands, and I have washed my hands, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. So, what I shall do is I shall grab some rice from a bowl and place it onto the board. But the next things that we are going to be adding are a couple of cracks, a rock salt, some blue food coloring, and red food coloring, and we're going to be adding this until it makes it purple. And then we'll be adding a little bit of monster extract. I suggest about a teaspoon of this per serving. Teaspoon of this, straight into that. Wonderful. And now you can mix this all in. And now that I've mixed that together, I'm going to be creating this into 2 sections, and then I'll be pressing them down into pads. So now I've washed my hands, there is still a bit of color on them, so that'll stay there for a couple of days. Anyway, now we're going to add the filling. Put just a little bit in each. And once you are done, you can take up the sides, pinch them together, and create that wonderful shape that you see in game. And once you have formed them into these little ball shapes, we're going to grab a plate and then lay some seaweed down, and then place them onto the seaweed, and then wrap them in the seaweed. So without further ado, let's do that. Okay everyone, so now we are going to crack open into the seaweed, pull one of these sheets, I guess I call them sheets, yeah, I guess I call them sheets out, and then we are going to take one of these strips. As you can see here, there are like these little strips. You can't see them on screen, but when you get them in the package, you will see them. And you're going to want to, I'm going to suggest tearing, probably cutting with a knife very carefully. So yeah, that's what you're going to want to do. So you're going to want them to look like this, as you can see right here. Place them on your plate, and then carefully maneuver these over to here. And there you have it, there's one, and then all we have to do is make the other one. And voila, there you have your elegant masterpiece of a monstrous, delicious meal. Anyways, let's dig right into this. Okay. You can kind of smell the durian. It's very crumbly. That is wonderful. See, the tuna This is just so good. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought the durian would be overwhelming because I could smell it from here, but I can't even taste the durian. It's weird. It just tastes like sushi. It just tastes like sushi. It's fantastic. This is really good. Honestly, I really recommend trying this. I love this. Farewell. Why, hello everyone. Thank you for watching this video and making it all the way to the end. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, click that YouTube bell notification button. That way you will be alerted if I post any sort of new content, especially cooking videos. And also, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. You know how much I love reading those. Some of them are just so entertaining, and some they make my day. Thank you so much. So yeah, everyone, again, thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. And yeah, have a monstrous night.